So you've probably been there before. A client starts talking, telling you their story, telling you their concerns, and before they finish, you already know what to say. You've worked with this kind of person before. Maybe this is your niche. You know what they need, or at least you think you do. Sometimes we're wrong, but you know very well what's going to help them. You know the path forward, but in the moment of wanting to jump in, we stop listening because now we've put on our advice cap and now we're just trying to tell them what to do instead of listening to their story. That's where good listening comes in, and good listening is like a balancing act. On one side of this equation, we've got curiosity. Curiosity is seeking to understand. I'm curious about your perspective. I'm curious to hear why you said that. I'm curious to hear what's on your mind. Now, on the other side of that is restraint. So holding back our brilliant ideas, at least until it's time. At least until it's time. Okay, so curiosity, let's take the left side of this. Curiosity is what gets us to lean in. This is what helps us ask better questions. If we're truly curious, we're not trying to solve problems for our clients. Not yet. We're just trying to help them talk. So we're using better questions. We're using better reflections. Right? It's not about solving the problems. It's about exploring with them. So the trick is that with this curiosity mindset, we stay open like an investigator, trying to understand them. Now, curiosity isn't enough. If we let our curiosity run unchecked, it can just turn into problem solving. All right, I was curious enough, and now I can jump in and solve this for you. So the writing reflex is hard. Okay, the fixing reflex, it's sometimes called. It's our instinct to jump in and solve the problem, to fix the problem. So restraint is the other side of this. It's not solving the problem, or at least not yet. Because if you think about what's going on with the client, over time, their readiness to change increases. As soon as they become more confident in their ability to do it and they realize that there's reasons to do it and they understand how important it is, then their readiness to implement your advice, their readiness to take your advice goes up. Our motivation to help, on the other hand, that starts off high because we're advisors. We give advice for a living, but eventually it peters off because they're not doing what I want them to do. So then I just have to think about firing the client or something. Now this zone in between here, between our advisor to help or our desire to help, when it's higher than their readiness, that's the writing reflex gap. That's when it's not going to work. So curiosity opens the door and restraint keeps us from slamming it shut with premature advice that won't get used. So good listening happens when the space between these two forces are the same. It's not always just about holding back. It's not always just about being curious. It's the balance between these two. So when we strike that balance, clients don't just hear our advice, they feel understood. And that's when they start implementing our advice.